little bit more Velcro on each side. We know that patients who are at risk of sudden cardiac death usually have access to excellent cardiac imaging, and for that we use the Rolls-Royce of imaging, which is cardiac MRI. That tells us everything we need to know about the heart muscle structure and function. But the missing bit of the jigsaw has always been the electrics of the heart. So up until now, there was no convenient and easy way of integrating the electrics of the heart on top of all this amazing data that's coming out of the cardiac MRI scanner. And these here are the gold electrode clips which then connect to the device. As I mentioned before, we can then marry up your electrical activity and the functional activity of your heart. And what it basically consists of is a vest which a patient can wear for 5 minutes at rest or rest during exercise. And it's embedded with 256 sensors, shall we say, which don't have any gel, so they're quite comfortable and easy to wear. And it gives us a huge amount of electrical information, mapping the heart not as a single signal, but mapping the heart panoramically. So we literally get three-dimensional maps of the heart, and we can look at the electrics of the heart propagating all across the cardiac chambers. And then when the patient goes in to have their MRI scan, at the end of the scan, we are able to map that data onto the MRI scan.
I'm going to take those special sensors here. I'll let you know when that's going in. I'll bring your head a little bit higher in just a moment, okay? 2. Perfect. Alright, table's going to move up. Then please feel free to move now, okay? Nearly there.
Most of the catastrophic cardiac events that happen to patients and also in the general public are usually driven by sudden, dangerous heart rhythms, in other words, cardiac arrests, which sometimes happen in people who have diseased hearts, but sometimes it also catches us unprepared. It happens in people who have seemingly normal hearts. And this technology will allow us for the first time to collect very detailed electrical information of the heart and map them onto the structure and function in a way that is safe. It can be rolled out at scale on thousands of people at a fairly low cost compared to other competing technologies. It would take them about 3 hours to set up, do an investigation, then another 2 hours of removing them, and then doing the MRI.
It's no feeling at all, really, I suppose. I mean, you obviously feel you're lying on something, so you've got that little pricks, I suppose, on the back you can feel. And then when it's pumped up, you can feel the pressure of that. But it's not uncomfortable at all. It's no more, I suppose, than sitting with the big jumpers on or something like that. In that sense, there's no there's no discomfort with it at all.
Yeah, so I was setting up a normal 12-lead ECG involves 4 leads on the limbs and 6 leads along the chest. One of the issues with it is that we have the gel electrodes, so they can be quite uncomfortable for patients, and they can also be skin irritants. And also these gel electrodes, you know, they can only be used once, so they get thrown away afterwards. Whereas on the ECGI vest that we've developed, we use dry electrodes, so we don't need to use the gel, so it's a lot more comfortable for patients. There's no skin irritation or discomfort, and also the potential for the vest to be sort of worn during an exercise test, for example, as well, which would be a bit more difficult with the conventional ECGs.
This recording, like we might have like you're happy for this to be the recording for checking?
Yes, of course. No, we don't have to repeat it again.